Dexter Resurrection, episode 7, title course correct. Now, this episode I thought was a lot more entertaining than last week's episode. I think when it comes to last week's episode, I realized that what makes the show interesting or what it needs to connect to is Dexter himself. If it's the running theme of the show since the original series, since episode 1, which is, can Dexter be himself? Can Dexter find someone that he can just be himself? And of course, or can he have a normal life? Can he have this? Well, so it's kind of like the superhero thing, which is like, can I juggle my personal life with my superhero life? It's essentially that. It's, can I have a normal life while also having a serial killer life? Or will I able to meet someone who can accept me, who I am, and will have no judgment, and who ain't gonna turn me in, and those type of things, like and of course each season was no. If it was Lila, if it was Miguel, Trinity Killer kind of gave Dexter false mindset, which is, hey, maybe I can have a normal life, and of course that wasn't have like the wife and kids and still be a killer that he is. And of course the answer was no. But then there was Lauren, and then it was Hannah, and the answer kept going no. How can he have a brother who accepts him who he is? And the answer was no. So there's that. Also, what does Dexter want in the episode or the season? Okay, he wants to be connected with his son. He wants to be, and also his goal is also to hunt down the, as I like to call it, the Gentleman's Club of serial killers. But so once again, it's based on a true thing apparently, like the pig farm, BTK, that whole thing. So there's usually a more elaborate version of that. But and that, and also him, and also what is going to be the threat. What is the obstacle that maybe Dexter doesn't know about? Of course, that's Batista. Trying to, put handcuffs onto him because he knows. He knows. Even though he kind of have hardcore facts, he knows that Dexter is actually the Bayard the Butcher. So there's all these things, and I just felt like last week, like, it has a little bit of those things that makes, Dexter. But the things that kind of, like, as great as and as beloved Blessing is, I don't think having a full storyline around that character is that engaging. Right? For me, and the cats and all that. It's just for, okay, like, you could have saved like a couple of minutes off the episode and it would still work as well. So this episode is basically the episode that is kind of gearing up for the final 3 episodes. Like, gearing things up, have characters reaching their goal and changing their goal, new directions, wrapping up, or at least hinting that storyline is going to slowly close. Like, Rapunzel is the only person left by the end of this episode. There's Rapunzel and that's it. I mean, sure, you got Leon and Charlie and that whole thing, but for the serial killers Gentleman's Club, Rapunzel's the only one left. And how he does it, like, for the last couple of weeks, I kind of wish we saw how Mia does her thing. I kind of wish we saw how, Howell did his thing with the tattoos and all that. I kind of want to, like, have, like, a weird horror show happening, seeing how, these killers did their thing before Dexter stopped them killing the next victim. Just to add that level of, like, Dexter, you need to, you need to do that. And this episode does that with Rapunzel. And maybe because, like, when it comes to Rapunzel, it's, like, compared to the others, it's still bad, but, like, because you find now his show and tell is he shows it versus telling it. So he videotapes a victim, and he strangles a jogger and cuts their ponytails because that's his trophy, the ponytails. So that's a thing. And it's when, and I'm like, yeah, next week. And also, it makes sense with the Batista thing. If Batista's whole storyline for now on is, hey, he knows, Dexter knows that Batista's is in New York, that he knows, now he knows that he knows where Dexter lives, and he knows that, like, look, Batista's whole thing is, I need to find Dexter. Now I know that Dexter's in New York, and I think he's the Baby of the Butcher. I now need to track him. I now need to prove that he does his thing. So he has to track her. I wouldn't be shocked. It is, Dexter kills Rapunzel, and and Batista catches him throwing the body in the way, or chopping him up, or whatever. It's gonna be a situation where, if Dexter goes to somewhere that's a bit fishy, or where that is, Batista's gonna follow. It's it'll be interesting how it wraps up in that, like, if it's gonna be a situation where, like, the weird example I can find is, like, the relationship between Harry Osborn and Peter Parker in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, where it's like Harry and there's like a weird chemistry, and now, like, at the end they become friends again. Maybe there's gonna be a bit of that. I doubt that, but at the end it does feel like Batista's going to bite it. It does feel like Batista's going to cut it. By the end of 10 episodes. Maybe by the final episode, Dexter goes to Miami, because goes to Miami. No. And you never. The only thing I can think of that might happen at the end of episode 9 is Leon basically saying, Leon basically say, hunt Red, or hunt Dexter down, and now it's just Charlie versus Dexter. And by the way, why do I feel like everybody thinks Leon being the New York Ripper? What's the chances that it is Charlie? Like, everybody thinks a dude. All we know, the voice recording thing is a voice recording thing. There's a voice changing, making it sound more male. Everyone's on the. I don't really think Leon is the New York Ripper. I don't think so. But if the story that he tells, it feels like he's more of he's fascinated by them. He wants to know how they think, why they do what they do, and basically and the way to do it is be friends with them. And that's what it feels like. And it makes sense with Charlie. If Charlie is, and also the line of, I made that injury that Dexter made of himself happen. It does feel like Charlie's the New York Ripper. I'm calling it. And so, here's the thing, we don't know much about it. We all know about, Mia and Rapunzel and Howl and the origami killers, which are now twins. It feels like we know what those stories, we know what their thing is. We know what their personality is. We know what their life is. We don't know much about Charlie. They're keeping her very, very messy. Very, very in the mysterious. So clearly in the next couple of episodes, we're going to, maybe find out a little bit more about her, because we have now less characters because we're killing them off slowly in each episode. So, yeah, I'll be quite curious. Still, I also want to be. I do want to see Leon's reaction of knowing that he's been looking at the Bay of the Butcher for like the last like week or two, whatever, how long the show is, but the events of the show, because that would be like for once again it would for him meet a rock star, how much of a fanboy or how much fascination he is of serial killers. So anyway, comment below and let me know your thoughts of this episode.